In this exciting video, I want to talk about security. Said no one ever. Okay, what I specifically want to talk about, pain in the butt security features that do nothing but ruin productivity. Let's talk about those. I worked in a number of companies where IT department, in order to be safe, implemented some kind of features that would supposedly keep the company secure, make sure no one can hack into it, but as an end result, I felt like it did nothing but ruin everyone's day. So let's talk about those specific things. In one company that I worked at, IT department took people's right to start run option, as well as they removed access to task manager. They say it's to make things more secure so end user wouldn't run something and damage their computer. So what we asked is like, how are you supposed to run like a batch file or something else? And they said, well, just make a new text file, put all your commands in there, rename it to that bat and run it. And that was perfectly fine. So what was the point of removing the run command where you could do the same thing by making a batch file? So you didn't improve security at all. You just made an easy task more complicated. Another thing I've seen done is removing access to local drives, like your C drive or any D drive if you have a hard drives attached. Well, that's the fastest storage on your computer. So sometimes when you have to burn CDs or DVDs, you want to copy data to your local drive and burn it then. The reason you would use local drives is if you're working with Microsoft Access. That requires really fast read and write speeds, so making Access database on the C drive is a must. And in all fairness, it does help with file management a little bit. This way there are no leftover files from different clients or projects on people's C drives, so you don't have to look for them in case they need to be deleted. Next, requiring special software to VPN into Office network. There's so many times where you see people give out CDs or thumb drives and you gotta download software, install it on your computer, authenticate like 3 or 4 times into different places. It's just frustrating. This way when you travel somewhere else and you don't have a laptop with you, or you're at your friend's house, you can use their computer to connect to your Office and do something. To me, this is completely pointless because now you can connect to VPN without needing any software at all. It's built into Windows, you put in your credentials and you connect right in. The better way of doing it is using a gateway server. This way you can go to any Windows computer in the world, put your credentials, put your gateway server address. It will authenticate you and create a remote desktop connection right to your computer. Before you tell me that installing software has extra level of hashing or encryption or something like that, I say that built-in VPN software is good enough, as well as a gateway server. There haven't been any incidents that I know of where that could be hacked or exploited in any way. Next, restricting access to file sharing services, such as ShareFile, Hightail, or any of those services. Now, we're in business of sharing data. We always have to send productions, send data out, receive something, and restricting that makes people use physical media. So now you have to have hard drives, thumb drives being sent around with a messenger, and it's just a huge waste of time, especially for small file sets. Not allowing to connect to your work computer from home. I know there are some companies that encourage working from home. In fact, there are people who could work from home remotely all the time. But then there are some companies where you can't even remote to your work computer. That usually happens with government, but it's another incredibly frustrating thing. And when there's like a maintenance or an emergency, you can't even do anything. You have to actually travel to office to do something. Now this one bothers the heck out of me. It is automatically locking computers that don't have physical monitors connected to them. If you don't have a monitor connected to a computer, why would you need to automatically lock that station? There is no way to access it without a monitor. If you set up automatic locking policy on computers with monitors that people actually physically sit on, that should be good enough. If you set it up on stations that are used for remote desktop, it just causes nothing but frustration, because now you have multiple remote desktop sessions and they all start to time out and lock themselves. So now you have to log off, log back on to get back to a computer. It causes nothing but frustration. Now I know there's no way I could have mentioned all the things that IT departments do that are annoying. So if your company does something stupid that ruins productivity for you, let me know in the comment section below. I'm interested to know what that is.